so a few days ago, I turned 27 years old, which means I have officially entered into my late 20s, which makes me certifiable Unk status. Um, just kidding, not even close. When does Unk status kick in? Is that like age 35? Like, is that Unk? I don't know. The fact that I'm even saying that, you can tell I've been out of high school for a little while, bruh. I'm still young, I swear. But no, seriously. Just my first little tidbit. If you're 30 and you think that your life is over, or if you're pushing 30, for those of you that think life ends at the age of 30, that's a weirdo mentality. I'm not gonna lie. Life is literally still very early on for you. Sure, you're not quite as young, but I don't think you're so old as to where you're about to like wither away and die. So that's just for whoever needed to hear that, because there's some 30-year-olds out here that legitimately just act like it's over. Like, that's weird. But with me turning 27 years old, I kind of wanted to just go over some things that I have learned so far. I enjoy yapping at the camera like this and doing these commentaries, and I also just like kind of keeping my thoughts on video recently. I've started doing, which is just like a good little cathartic exercise for me. I don't know. I like kind of having like a video journal sort of thing going on here. So these are things that I normally would just rant about or speak to myself out loud about or pray about in general anyway. So it's like, I might as well record myself speaking and put it on the internet and see if anything comes from it. So yeah, maybe that's not the best idea, but we'll see. But yeah, so just jumping right into it on some of the things that I have learned thus far in my 20s. Obviously, you know, God willing, I have a few more, or you know, a handful more decades on this this earth. But these are just some things that I learned so far at the old tender age of 27. Number one is striving to hit goals. So in my opinion, it's like you definitely should strive to hit goals in your 20s, but don't be too distressed about it. There's a fine line and a balance with this, because you don't want to waste your 20s and be like so leisurely about everything that you're just letting life blow you by. But also it's one of those things where it's like it's okay to fail. Like, I feel like a lot of times, and this even starts in our teens and maybe even before that, depending on the environment that you grew up in, but a lot of times we see failure as like a final destination type of thing, and it's like if we fail at something, then it's just over, when we literally go to bed and wake up the next day and we have the opportunity to try again. So yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, try things in your 20s, definitely set goals for yourself, but don't beat yourself up too much if you don't always hit those goals. But also push yourself. It's like the analogy of school. Like, there's some parents I know where it's like they can be overbearing, and it's like if you don't get an A, then it's the end of the world for them. Like, they're more upset about it than you are, you know, but with reason sometimes, but that's beside the point. But there are also some parents where it's like you may bring home a C or a B, but they'll ask you, did you genuinely try your hardest and this is just where you landed? And for some parents, that's okay. It's like that might just not be your thing. So sometimes a C or a B is okay. You don't always have to hit an A, but did you actually do your best? So I would say that's a good healthy balance to have between not taking it too seriously and at the same time not just sitting here and squandering the potential of your 20s, because I mean, it's the youngest that you're ever going to be from that point on, and you don't want to waste that time, but also you need to have fun and have experiences and stuff like that. So that's just one thing. Second thing is please realize this very quickly. People are going to do what they want to do. This is one of those things where it's like, I wish I would have learned this like at the age of like 16, but at the age of 27, it clicks more now than it did even 2 years ago at like the age of 25. You can't force people to do anything. You can't force people to treat you correctly. You can teach people how to treat you, and then if they decide to disrespect you from there, then you can act accordingly. But you can't force people to do things. Like, you can try and keep your friends from doing stupid things, or you can try and discourage somebody from, you know, going to that party or talking to that person when you know it's not going to be good for them and they know it's not going to be good for them. Or whatever it may be. There's a whole gambit of things that it could be, but the faster that you learn that you can't control people, the better off you will be. This doesn't mean that you don't try. This doesn't mean that you don't give people advice. This doesn't mean that you're not there for your friends and your family, especially if they're calling on you. But at the end of the day, if you speak your piece and you give fair warning to people and they still decide to jump off the cliff, that's not on your hands at that point, so long as you did your due diligence to, at the best of your ability, you tried to help that person or give that person good advice. So don't beat yourself too much. Don't beat yourself up too much if you give somebody advice or try to steer them in the right direction and they still go and do whatever it is that they were going to do in the first place. That's not on you. That's not a testament to your character. If anything, that's more of a testament to theirs. So yeah, that's just another thing where it's just like, I've seen so many people fall in the trap of trying to wrestle people into submission in that way, and it just doesn't work, and it's not worth it. And at the end of the day, you end up being more exhausted than they are, and they're still running around as free as a bird. So like, let people do what they want to do. Obviously, again, within reason. Do your best to give good advice and to steer people away from destructive habits or things that you clearly see are train wrecks for them. But at the end of the day, if they brush you off and say, hey, I'm going to do my own thing, then dust off your sandals and let them. Which kind of leads me directly into my next point of be okay with letting people go. But with that, I'm going to balance this statement with don't let people go too quickly. So what I mean by that is a lot of times we hold on to dead relationships. I'm sure you've heard the analogy of where it's like, oh, stop watering the plants, which, you know, in the analogy is equal to your friendships. Stop watering the plants and then you'll see how many, like, wait, I think I'm botching that. Wait, stop watering. Wait, what? Man, shut up. I don't remember the analogy. Basically, stop reaching out to people and then you'll see very quickly how many friends you actually have. But again, it's not to do this to be toxic. It's just an analogy. A lot of times we hang on to things that are already dead, or we try to change people, like I was saying earlier, into something that they're not. And more often than not, this leads to toxic relationships, whether that be romantic or platonic, or even if it's from a family dynamic. A lot of times it gets to the point where we just need to accept what people are at the moment, and then just, if you're a person of faith, just pray for them and wish them the best. Honestly, even if you're not a person of faith, you can still wish them the best and just go on about your day. Like, sometimes you do need to cut people out of your life, and that's okay. And that is a very hard thing to do for some people. Some people can cut a lot easier. I think I've gotten better at it over the years. But for some people, that can be a very hard thing, especially if you haven't had to cut people before and that's kind of a new thing to you. But yeah, if people are causing you more headache and more strain and drain, if every time you interact with this person, you're going home exhausted, it's like, or you're just finding yourself constantly wondering, why do I keep this person around? Or why is this person in my life? Or why am I friends with this person? Or why am I even dating this person? It's like, if you, like, it's okay to ask those questions to kind of put your friendships and relationships, you know, like, see if they can weather storms. Obviously, don't intentionally cause any issues or anything like that, but, you know, relationships are going to go through things, which is why I say it's okay to cut people out of your life, but don't be too quick to cut people out of your life, because sometimes you just might be going through things as a friend or as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend, or you know, if you're married, a husband or a wife, or a family member if they're going through something. But don't be so quick to cut people off, but definitely be okay with it, and have the diligence and have the maturity to know which one is which. If you see that people are consistently being toxic over the course of like months and years, then yeah, with no sign of changing, it might be time to cut that person. But if it's something where it's just like, oh, it's a season, or they're going through something, or this is a rough patch in your relationship, don't be so quick to just like, oh, throw the deuces on somebody. Cause some of y'all be out here cutthroat, bruh. Y'all be dropping people for dang near nothing. And it's like, bro, it's not that serious. You're gonna get to like the age of 37 and you're gonna have 0 friends because you cut everybody out of your life. Don't do that. Everything's not a cuttable offense. Like I said, develop the discernment to know which is which and then act accordingly. In addition to this, I have another point, and that is to take your relationships extremely serious. So it's like, if you're all in a relationship, be all in with that relationship. You never know when you're gonna see people for like the last time, or you never know when this is gonna be like y'all's last hangout or y'all's last trip, or you know, the last time you talk on the phone with people. Not to be like overly doom and gloom, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, you just don't know. You're not promised tomorrow. And then also, everybody doesn't have like the same schedule once you get older, and this is something that I'm realizing now. It takes a lot of intentionality to be able to link up with everybody and to realistically keep those friendships going and be consistently showing up for those people in their lives. So it's one of those things where it's like the older I get, the more I realize it's like, oh no, enjoy these moments, especially when I'm like hanging out with my friend groups and stuff like that, or if it's somebody that I haven't seen in a while and you're just really happy to see them. It's like, will you see them again? Probably. And at the same time, life is too precious to take it for granted. So really lean into those relationships. Like when you know you have a solid person, again, whether that's platonic or friendship or family, just relationships in general. When you know you have solid people, when you know you have a solid community, lean into those. Be all in. Be intentional. Put the phone down and take in the moment. It doesn't always have to be like this overly whimsical thing, but I do think there is a level of self-awareness that needs to take place so that we can really soak up those moments and enjoy the time that we have. Like I remember a few years ago, somebody that I went to high school with, I'll keep his name out of it just because I don't know if that's tasteful or not to say their name, but somebody I went to high school with passed away, and honestly, that was like 5 or 6 years ago. So I mean, like, I'm 27 now, and this person passed away when I was like 21 from like a health complication. And I'm like, we're like barely in our 20s at the time, and this person died. And it's like, oh wow, like all of us aren't gonna sit here, all of us aren't gonna be here till we're 80 or 85 or 90 or 100, you know, or 60 or 50. Like this person literally died. They couldn't have been any older than 21 at the time, like maybe 22 max. But it's just like, dang, that was something that really made me realize, oh shoot, the gravity of mortality is real. It's like, we are not promised tomorrow. We are not always going to be here. So really take those relationships seriously. Just be sure that you're really leaning in and all in on those relationships and taking them very seriously, because you just never know when something like that could end. Or, you know, it's like when we were kids, you didn't know the last time that you were outside and playing. Like you didn't know that was going to be the last time y'all hung out outside. It just happened. So, take it all in. When you're with your people, be with your people and be in the moment. Speaking of relationships, if you're a person of faith, I will also recommend that you take your relationship with God very seriously. If you're kind of in that space, then you know the more that you walk with God, the more things kind of naturally align in your life. Are things easy and perfect? Absolutely not, because we're like in a fallen world. But I will say, taking your relationship seriously with God is something that will naturally make everything else as easy and as let's just say it'll put you on the easiest path possible. Now, again, that doesn't mean that it's going to be flawless. That doesn't mean that it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows. But I think that if you're walking with God, you're on the path of least resistance at the very least. So me being a person of faith, I just felt the need to say that as well. Take your relationships very seriously and take your relationship with God very seriously if that's something that you're into. And if not, then honestly, just put that time back into the relationships of the people that you're with. Just double down on that if you're not a person of faith. But yeah, take God seriously if you believe in him. And lastly is just have fun and try things. This is something that I struggle with, like legitimately. I'm still forcing myself to do this now, and I'm kind of making myself do it more often. more often in more recent months. But yeah, just try things. Even this, honestly, I'm really nervous recording this video. I won't say nervous, maybe nervous is the right word, but I'm kind of just like, I kind of don't want to put this out. I'm like, how will it be perceived? Will it even get more than like 3 views? Who knows? It may or may not, but I'm just trying it, and it's okay to just try things. Honestly, it goes back to my earlier point where it's like strive to hit goals. It's like do things in your 20s. Like, it may or may not be fruitful, but just do things. Like, sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll help you learn lessons, or it'll help you stumble into something else that you were supposed to be in all along. So yeah, have fun and do things. Like, as long as it's not anything belligerent and you're not just out here being a degenerate and stepping on people, and you know, just as long as you're not out here just like doing things to your detriment or to the detriment of others, try things. Pick up new hobbies. Like, pick up a camera, see if you like photography, build a Lego set and see if that's something you like to do. Take a drawing class, take a singing class, go to music class, go to dance class. Did I already say dance? I don't remember if I already said dance or not. Watch that TV show you've been meaning to watch. Take that trip to Japan, like, or the Philippines or the Swiss Alps, like whatever it is. Like, obviously move with wisdom, manage your money correctly. But at the end of the day, again, as long as it's not detrimental to you or others, just try new things. It's okay to do that. I have a very strong habit of doing this as well, and I'm actively working on breaking it, but you're not out of time. Like, you're not out of time. There's people that feel like they're out of time when they're like 16. I remember when I was 16, and for somehow I had like a quarter life crisis at 16. And I was like, man, I haven't really done or accomplished anything yet. And I was legitimately thinking like this. And I'm like, bro, you're 16. What are you talking about? So it's kind of the same thing when you're in your 20s. It's like, maybe you have a family already, or maybe you're aspiring to have that one day. But regardless, it's like, it's okay. Just do things and have fun, and everything will line up in the end how it's supposed to, as long as you're being diligent in the things that you try, and not overly having too much fun, and not overly not having too much fun and being a recluse. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the topic of entering my late 20s. If you enjoyed the video, I'm probably going to do more like this, where I'm just doing these commentary videos and having gameplay over them, because I'm honestly enjoying recording these a lot. But with that being said, this video is getting a little long, so if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe today to become a +1. Let me know what you guys think. If you're younger than your 20s, let me know what your experience has been. If you're younger than your 20s, if you're in your early 20s or even earlier and you're watching this video, let me know what your experience in life has been so far. Do you resonate with any of these points, or do you completely disagree with me? I'd love to have a conversation about it in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe today to become a +1. And until next time, God bless.